Welcome to Tiny NH House. That noise in the background is my neighbor. He has some big toys, heavy equipment, bulldozer, that type of thing. So let's go inside. The project this trip is to get some tongue and groove pine up on the north wall and the east wall under the kitchen counter. First I got to move all my stuff away from the wall, and then I have to install two outlets in that north wall, and then I can start putting up the tongue and groove. And also I get a chance to use my new Ryobi Airstrike nail gun, which I've never used before. So that'll be a learning experience too. I ordered two base kitchen cabinets, which should be here in a few weeks. Once they get here, I'm going to take out this temporary kitchen counter, remove the sink, and make sure all my measurements are correct with the final cabinets. Then I'll put the new butcher block countertop in place and cut the holes out for the sink. One thing I have to do this trip is this bathroom wall. I have to move it out an inch from that far wall, so there's room to get the tongue and groove pine in. This wall is just attached with screws to the loft joist right now, so I just have to slide it out. I'll probably slide it out 2 inches. But before I do any of that, I have to get all this stuff moved away from the wall so I can get started. More tongue and groove pine delivered today. Now to move it down into the cellar so I can polyurethane it another day. So I had planned to run the wires down between those two boards, but when I framed in the opening from my trap door to the cellar, I put a piece of wood there, so I really can't get access to wire, and I'd have to fish it out of there. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to drill down through this one to get my wire into the cellar. And then when I come up, I'll go over 2 bays in the wall, drilling through the wall studs to get to where I want to be with the outlets. So naturally, Murphy's Law is in full swing today. The white wire coming down, there's no way I could get in there against the wall to push that up, so I pushed it down, all 15 feet of it from above, and I'll bring it over here in a few minutes. But I got new shiplap on the floor. I got stickers under it, so that's taking up space. And then luckily the yellow wire has to go in where this other yellow wire is, and luckily I could get my step ladder in there so I can feed that wire up. So making progress, but it's not easy. There's the hole in wire that I had to route around the trapdoor framing. I just picked up the butcher block countertop at Home Depot. Got it to the cabin okay. So now comes the fun part, getting this inside by myself. I got my hand truck here. but that's 8 feet long and it weighs 88 pounds. So wish me luck. Okay, I got the butcher block counters inside with the hand truck and pieces of foam on the floor. Slide it over here temporary. I have to treat it before I put it on. So I got two here. The one behind is 8 feet 2 inches long. That's the main counter. That's the one where I'll have to cut out the hole for the sink. And this one in front is 50 inches long, and I'll cut that to approximately 3 feet long, and that'll be the bottom of the L shape that's next to the window on the front of the house. I got my first piece of tongue and groove nailed down against the floor. And I made those outlets low so that nobody would see my mistakes. So this next board, I have to cut holes for the outlets. And then the board after that, I gotta finish the hole for the top of the outlet. But after that, it should be smooth sailing. Okay. So I got the second piece in, and my cutouts for the outlets worked very well. Everything seems to fit. So now the next board, I have to cut pieces out of it for the top of the outlets, get that up. And then I also made a clothespin to hold the boards up in place while I'm putting them up. Holds two boards there. So that's an essential. And then I got a block here with a taper to it. I cut the end off. I cut the top tongue off, left the groove in the bottom so I can hammer that down with the mallet, snug things up. And I put the taper on that too, so I can put a board up and tap it sideways along, and it will crawl down and incrementally apply pressure. Well, I got 6 pieces of tongue and groove up. Went relatively smoothly, and I am very happy with the way it looks. So the next project is to put the tongue groove up underneath the kitchen counter. I had planned just to put 8.5 foot lengths under there, and then I realized the piping's in the way. There's no way I can get that long a piece in. So I'm going to put in sections of 3 or 4 inch pine against that back wall. It's going to be covered with cabinets anyway, so no one will see it. But I don't want to break that pipe that was a bear putting in, and it doesn't leak, so I'm going to keep it that way. I also have to run one more wire and put a 12 volt DC outlet in that kitchen wall. I just ran this 12 volt DC line under the floor joists over to the east wall where it's going to go up, and there'll be a 12 volt DC outlet in the kitchen. When I first drilled down, I forgot that there's a header here made up of several floor joists, and I ran right into that. So I had to move my cable over to the corner there and come up there, and then I'll jump over one bay in the wall to get to where I want to be. So it's never easy. So we got the 12-volt wire into the outlet box, got that wired in. I was able to get 5 tongue and groove boards up underneath the countertop. It covers the first 3 bays of that corner. It's getting late in the day now. I got to start packing to head home. So the rest of that wall we'll do next trip. Got to insulate behind the sink there. And once I get my kitchen cabinets, which are in order, up here I can take out the sink and the old countertop, cut a hole in the new countertop for the sink that's got to match up exactly. And we'll be making progress on the kitchen then. So this is another view of the tongue groove pine that we did this trip. I think it looks really nice. Very pleased with it so far. So till next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.